Hello and welcome to Community Report. I'm Vicki Pritchard and this is my favorite show ever to do. Cincinnati SPCA, Mike Retzloff, who is Director of Operations, Lori Fenner, who is the Director of Events.
Correct.
For the Fur Ball, which is coming up.
Yes.
Welcome to the show. Great to have you here and share with our viewers all the wonderful things that the SPCA does and the exciting details about the Fur Ball.
Yes.
Mike, let's start with you.
Okay.
Tell us about Cincinnati SPCA. How many facilities do you have for these sweet babies?
Well, currently we have 2 adoption facilities, one in the north side that's been there since about 1930. The current building built in about 1964. So about 10 years ago we decided we need more room to house the animals that we're getting in. We get in about 16,000 dogs and cats in a year. So we decided 10 years ago to build another facility, which is in Sharonville. That opened up about 4 years ago. So 2 facilities. We currently have about 600 animals between the 2 facilities. Not all up for adoption. Some are being cared for medically.
Okay.
We do stray dogs for the county, etc. So at any given time we'll probably have in the neighborhood of 150 dogs and maybe 75 cats up for adoption. So, so we have those 2 facilities, and then we have a farm that maybe we'll talk about in a little while too.
Absolutely. What are some of the services? I know you have a really broad range of services, and I didn't realize that you took in the stray dogs and services for them as well for the county.
Yes, we're a private 501c3 non-for-profit that contracts with Hamilton County to do dog control. So the people that you see, the officers that you see out on the road and the vehicles belong to the SPCA. The county basically pays us to do animal control. It's a state law actually that each county has an animal control facility.
Do you have, is it largely an instance where people bring their pets to you, or very often they are just found and brought in? Or have you seen a lot of people, change of the economy, people having to part with pets, making moves? Has that had an impact?
We see more now than we have ever seen, but it isn't as dramatic as you might think. But yeah, we see that sad occurrence. People lose their home, have to move into an apartment. The apartment doesn't allow dogs or certain size dogs or whatever, so they'll have to bring them into us. So providing the dog is well behaved and healthy, there's no problem with finding a home for that animal. So.
And I'm sure, I know we were talking earlier, it's easier to find homes for puppies than it is for sweet little guys like this baby. He's what, 8 years old? How
8 years old,
sweet is
and
this
he's
little
sweet
guy?
as
Look,
can be.
He's falling asleep on my lap. He's so well behaved. Just
Yeah,
darling.
everybody likes the puppies and the kitties. They're tiny, they're cute and cuddly or whatever, but there's also a lot of work that goes and effort that goes into having a puppy.
Sure.
From dog training to potty training, all the shots, chewing the furniture, the shoes, and all those things that happen, where you get somebody like him, 8 years old, he's calmed down. He doesn't have that puppy in him anymore.
No.
So as you can see, he's very, very calm.
Right.
You're not going to have to potty train him. He's already gone through all that and just well behaved and great lap dog for
yes,
someone.
he is. And he just trotted in the studio as if to say, I'm looking for a home.
Yes.
Well, Lori, tell us about the Fur Ball. This is a annual fundraising effort?
Yes, we have this every year. We've had a dinner. It wasn't always called the Fur Ball, but we have a dinner that we have every year since 1987 was our first one. And this is Fur Ball. We're having it at Sharonville Convention Center.
Great venue.
Yes, it is. They've just recently renovated, and it's a beautiful place.
It's lovely.
We think it's a great choice to have an event at. And it is April the 13th, which is about 10 days from today. And the cost for people is $150 if you want to be a guest. If you want to be a patron, it's $200, but you get into a pre-event that's a VIP event to meet John Ruthven, who is the man that we are honoring this year with the PB Johnston Award.
Oh, wonderful.
And John Ruthven is very well known in the community as a wildlife artist, and
Absolutely.
he's internationally known. He's gotten awards from President Bush for his efforts in preserving wildlife and helping wildlife.
Absolutely. Tell us a bit about the background of that particular award.
P.B. Johnston Award. Dr. Bud Johnston is a veterinarian in town. He no longer practices. He has been a mentor to me and to lots of folks at SPCA Cincinnati because of his love of animals. And he is a very spiritual being, and he wanted to do something very special for people that give so much to animals every year. Not just companion animals,
Right.
but also wildlife and, zoo animals, things like that. And he decided he wanted to have this special award to give to people every year. So he set up this gift for people to get every year.
And speaking of giving to the SPCA, let's go back to the farm that you received. Tell us about that. That was a donation, correct?
Yes, it was. 2009, we received a letter from the Simmons family, West Side family. The farm, I believe, has been on the West Side since 1800s, late 1800s. They sent a letter out to 25 different charities saying that they have this farm with 2 barns, farmhouse, 25 acres. The majority of the land went to Hamilton County Park District, but they had this farm that they would like to donate to a nonprofit, and what would you do with it if we gave it to you? So it was like one of those essay, this is what we would do with it. So Harold Dates and I got together, put together some thoughts and said, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
This is a humane education facility, bringing kids out from the inner city, the suburbs, show them what a working farm, family working farm
terrific.
looked like, how, the history behind it. The Simmons family left all the plows from the late 1800s, early 1900s,
Wow.
just different farm equipment, sleighs, wagons, things like that. So there's a whole history of 100, plus years on the farm. So the dream is to have not necessarily a working farm, but having maybe an example of a horse and a cow and chickens and pigs and whatever, and have
Right.
the kids come out and learn a little bit about basically where their food comes from, for one thing.
Exactly.
And proper treatment of animals, not just companion animals,
Yes.
dogs and cats, which we talk about all the time, but wild animals and farm animals too. So we're really excited about the farm. We're probably going to start. We've already built a pavilion. It's basically like a large picnic or a shelter, and a gazebo out there. And so we're doing some little things, but to do some of the major things, we're going to have to basically start a capital campaign
Oh, sure.
and raise money to do what we want to do. So that would eventually become not only an educational facility, but an adoption facility too. So then we'd have something on the west side of town also.
Oh, wonderful. And your facilities, I have to say, are just spectacular.
Well, thank you.
What a wonderful place for dogs, or if they're dogs and cats without a home, what a home they have temporarily for the time they're with you until they find their forever home.
Well, we appreciate that.
It's just, and it,
Everyone
all of you and
that
Harold
works-
do a fabulous job.
Well, and Lori and anybody that works at the SPCA, I tell everyone that you wouldn't be working at the SPCA. Doesn't pay a lot like, some maybe
Sure.
corporate job or whatever. You work there because you love animals.
Right.
There's no other reason to work there, really.
Absolutely.
It's because you care about animals, you love animals, and that's what the animals see when they come in too. From when they first enter into the facility, the people that are dealing with them there, the people that feed them and clean up after them, the volunteers that come in and give them walks. We try to make their temporary visit as nice and pleasant as possible. It's still, it's an institutional environment.
Sure.
It has to be, just because of
Right.
there's so many animals. But we try to make it as comfortable as possible. Like with our new facility in Sharonville, we pipe in music for after hours. The dogs and cats are listening to classical music,
that's
soothing
great.
music to, calm them down from the day of kind of stressful with
Sure.
with everything going on. People coming in and looking at them and all the walking and whatever, so it just calms them down and they get a good night's sleep and
That's
get ready for the
wonderful.
next day.
How do you keep from sneaking them all home? I'm afraid I would be taking one home a night.
We all have our maximum amount.
We've all done that.
Everybody's maxed out.
Yeah.
From Harold to Gwen, who's our shelter manager down at Northside, to everyone, Lori, me. My favorite story about myself is I started at the SPCA about 12 years ago. And within the first 3 months, I probably brought home 4 dogs and a cat. And my wife, after the last one, my wife is, okay, Mike, you can't save them all individually.
Right.
Right? I mean, do your job, bring some money. At that time, I was fundraising.
Got to.
Bring the money in and do it that way.
Sure.
So she had to get me down to
Rein you
like,
in.
yes, you can't do it all yourself. So
Have
that's
you
a good
had
lesson.
some favorite stories over the years of animals that came in, found a home, or any unique stories that come to mind?
I have a really unique story. Tom Brenneman, who's on our board, was out golfing one day
That's a good one.
and found a dog on a golf course, brought it to us, and it was a tree walking coon hound or something like that,
Yeah.
a really big, large hound
Yeah.
dog. Smokey, they named him
Smokey,
Smokey,
yes.
and he lived at the shelter for about, all summer just about. And I
Yes.
would come over, at that point in time I wasn't working at the SPCA, I was on their board. I would come over and walk him every morning at the park next door and every evening, so that he was a large breed dog. He needed a lot of exercise. He's a hound, you know, they're
Right.
used to being out,
Oh, absolutely.
sniffing the ground and everything. And I got so attached to that dog,
Yes.
I wanted to take him home, but we did find him another home with someone who already had one of these types of breeds.
Oh, wow.
So it was a perfect environment for this dog to go to. But for the time that he was living at the SPCA, it was so hard to just leave him.
Oh,
you
I'm
know.
sure.
Of course, I'd be back there first thing the next morning to take him back
Right.
out. So he was a great dog.
Yeah, there's special ones that come.
Yes,
Yes.
along.
there is.
Well, tell us a bit more about the event, the Fur Ball. What will people find when they come? Is there entertainment, auction?
Yes. This year, we are hoping to have 800 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's part of
it's
the
a
course for
big
you, isn't
event.
it? It's a huge
It's a
event.
big event.
Yes.
And we are going to have what I mentioned before, the VIP reception for
Right.
people to meet John Ruthven and see some of his original artwork and his prints. And that's the first hour from 5 to 6. Then after that, the general guests come in, and that is a cocktail hour from 6 to 7:45, where they can walk through the silent auction room and look at all the 153 items that we have up
Wow.
for silent auction. And there's lots of packages. We did theme packages this year, so things are put together to make it like a trip, or like one of them I can remember is Kentucky. Trip to Keeneland and to the
Oh,
Kentucky
sure.
Horse Park, and we have a picture
Great
that's
trip.
a horse head. So there's lots of different packages that we've put together, and we've had lots of help from some dedicated volunteers to help us put those together.
Oh, I'm sure. Something of that size.
so-
you need all
Yes.
the warm
Yes,
bodies to help.
We do. When the silent auction is over at 8 o'clock, everybody's going to go into the dining room and have a very delicious meal. And then we're going to have a hero animal award
Oh.
from Hamilton County Sheriff's Department. A hero dog. Her name is Cora.
Oh,
who's
tell
gonna
us
be,
about her.
She's done a lot of protection of people, catching criminals,
Is that
sniffing out
right?
bombs, drugs. She's a
Wow.
very incredible dog that has done a lot of things
What a
to
cool
help
story.
humans.
Yes.
Instead of us
Yes.
helping them, she's done a lot of things to help us.
Oh, that's
So
excellent.
she's our animal hero this year. And then we're going to honor John Ruthven with the P.B. Johnston Award. And then after that, we have a comedy team called Acme Comedy Club who's going to entertain everybody.
Oh, fun. Now, will there be pets there in case people come
Oh,
watch or not?
yes, of course.
We don't go anywhere without our pets.
Yes, that's right.
Leash in
We
hand
will
and
have
ready to go.
Puppies, kittens, cats, dogs, all kinds.
And people can adopt that night if they want to,
Yes.
right? And does that happen? Do you find homes that
Yes.
that night of that event for?
Yes.
Generally, most of them get adopted.
Oh,
Yeah,
wonderful.
It's amazing.
Oh, that's excellent.
Well, you know, I mean, you've fallen in love with
Oh, but this little guy.
our little guy,
I
so
know.
that happens there too.
Look at your sweet face.
There's something about shelter animals that can really pull on your heartstrings.
Oh, yes.
And you just can't say no.
Absolutely. It is hard to say no to them. And this little guy is just so sweet and so content. Well, tell us, if for anyone watching who wants to find out more information, not just about the wonderful event, the Fur Ball, but also about how they might help with other efforts or adopt or contribute to your wish list. I know you have a lengthy wish list as well.
Our website is, there's a lot of information on our website from covering everything you said. We have photos of adoptable animals, dogs and cats on there. We have different ways to donate, not money, but product, cleaning supplies, paper towels, to Windex, to bleach, it's just a huge list that if people can just drop by one bottle, a gallon of bleach, that's less money that we have to spend on that we could spend on maybe some medical needs for animals. So those things are very important. So just one little item is just as important as somebody stopping by with a truckload of product or whatever. So it all adds up real fast. So the website is invaluable for finding about events, other programs and services that we offer. So really good information on there. So encourage people to go to spcacincinnati.org and just navigate through the system and learn more about us.
Okay. What other events do you have throughout the course of the year?
We have coming up the following week after Fur Ball is our Adopt a Pet Fund on Local 12, and that's where people call in and donate money to us, and it's a show that's from noon until 3 o'clock.
Okay.
That's a big event that we have every year. Then we also have our Doggy Dash, which is June the 8th. And people come, we're having it at our Sharonville location this year because we have a park right next door.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
And we're going to have entertainment from Ooh La La and the Greasers are going to be there, and they always play really good dance music, upbeat music. There's going to be a walk, and then food vendors are going to be there so people can get something to eat, hang around, listen to the music. So it's going to be a festival, family festival atmosphere. And then we also have a golf outing September the 9th of this year at Hidden Valley Golf Course. So, and then those are like our major events. Then we have all kinds of little tiny events in between
you're busy
that
year
time.
round, aren't you?
Yes, we're busy all the time.
Right.
Trying to help our animal friends.
Well, it's wonderful work that you do. And
Thank
if
you.
I worked there, I would bring home, I would be like you, Mike. I would have a monthly quota, probably, that I would be bringing home. But thank you so much for coming, and thank you, sweet guy. How good was this baby throughout this whole show?
She's great.
He's really
Look
good.
at this
That's
sweet
what I said,
face.
older dogs
Jennifer, nice touch. Look at this sweet baby
are
face.
great pets.
Oh, he's wonderful. You're such a good baby, and you need a wonderful home.
Aw.
I'm Vicki Pritchard. Thanks so much for watching, and please join us again next week. If you're a community leader and interested in being on Community Report, give us a call here at the ICRC 772-4272.
one unspayed female cat, her mate and her offspring can produce over 11 million cats in just 9 years. One unspayed female dog and her offspring can produce 67,000 dogs in just 6 years. The solution to the huge number of homeless pets begins with you and your pet. Please have your pet spayed or neutered. Contact your veterinarian for an appointment today. And visit spcacincinnati.org for more information, or visit our 2 locations to adopt a homeless pet today.
Hi, I'm Harold Dates here with my grandson Calvin out at SPCA Simmons Farm. When I was growing up, I had an excellent opportunity to spend some time on my grandfather's farm in western New York. I spent a lot of time cleaning up after animals, learning about them, and even grew a few crops on my own. So we're going to have some fun out here. Children are going to have an excellent opportunity to learn. That's what Simmons Farm is about.
Hi, this is Mike Retzloff, Vice President of Development, SPCA Cincinnati. Welcome to Simmons Farm. As you can see here, our plan is humane education for young children of all ages actually. Come and learn about proper care for animals, whether it be dogs or cats or farm animals in this case. We can bring school-age kids out here, take them on hay rides like this, give them a tour of the barn area where we'll have chickens, pigs, horses, etc. They'll be able to view what it's like to be on a farm. So we're very excited about Simmons Farm and the possibilities for young children in the Cincinnati area.
Standing in front of the utility barn here at Simmons Farm. Years ago was used for horses. We'll go up there and take a look at the old-fashioned stalls, and then I'll talk to you a little bit about what we intend to do in the not-too-distant future with a new horse building. We're here at the old horse stalls at Simmons Farm. They were used years ago to keep horses, of course, confined, but tethered in their stalls, fed them here, kept them here, and then turned them out. It's our intent to build modern-day stalls, which are 12 by 12 at a minimum in construction, and have horses freely in the stalls and then turn them out into a riding arena later on. I'm here with my friend Broderick in one of the utility barns here at Simmons Farm. This is going to turn into a humane education center eventually, and we're going to have children like Broderick out here enjoying themselves and learning a little bit about agriculture, livestock in general, and what life was like on a farm years ago. We're here at the SPCA Simmons Farm with a few of our friends and a few of our livestock friends. A lot of children don't know where this egg that ends up in Kroger's display actually comes from. We want them to know that a lot of hard work went in to producing this egg, not only by the chicken, but by the farmer who made it happen, by his care, his feeding, and general care of the whole farm. So they're going to learn the basics of where this egg comes from. And we also have a pig down there, and he's doing what pigs do, is eat a lot, and the kids are having fun feeding the pig. We're here with some old equipment, buggy on my left, and a one-horse open sleigh that's a no-horse open sleigh right now on my right. And the kids are going to get to experience these things once they undergo restoration, and we have our livestock out here to cart them around. So the children will be able to see what transportation was like many years ago, before the trolley, before the train, and before the bus and car existed. Years ago, like the sleigh, they used to be horse-drawn, and the ground was turned and cultivated with a horse pulling the equipment in most cases. And children are going to be able to come out here and see how this was actually done years ago. It's our intent to restore the equipment to its original state so that it can be utilized on the farm to show children where our crops come from. Hi, Harold Dates. We're out at SPCA Simmons Farm on State Route 128, just north of Miamitown. Behind me and to my left, there's some land that's owned by the Hamilton County Park District. That's going to be developed into a dog park along with their soccer fields, and we're going to have a kind of a contiguous operation out here, having some fun with canines and having some fun with our livestock and our agricultural displays. So I hope you'll come out and see us soon. Thanks for spending some time with us at SPCA Simmons Farm. I hope you'll contribute to the welfare of the animals that we'll have here and to the development of the farm, or come down and volunteer. There's a lot of grass that needs to be cut.